How's it going, everybody? This your boy coming back at you, Derek Dallas, Mary Dallas, baby boy. I want to tell you thank you. And first of all, I want to say happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there that are subscribers to this channel. Fathers across the land, I just want to tell you happy Father's Day. I hope you had a good Father's Day. Hope you're enjoying yourself. Hope you enjoyed yourself. Hope you ate good. Hope you be able to just look back and suck in everything. You know, it might not be as powerful as our Mother's Day are, but hey, we got a day. Anyway, I wanted to tell you guys thank you for subscribing to the channel. I want to thank you for all the positive feedback that I've been getting. And it's official now. I got my first negative comment. So hey, I take that. That means that I'm in the game. You know, everybody not gonna like it. Like I said, I'm not coming to talk to everybody. I'm coming to talk to and share with whoever I feel that's able to receive what I have, and maybe a blessing to them and help them in some form or another. But I want to tell you thank you for stopping by this channel. You know, it's millions of YouTube channels out there that you could have went to, that you can go to. I think it's by divine assignment, by God allowed you to stop by to see this channel and hear what I have to say today. And I want to let you know that sometimes I talk very fast. I get a little quirky, you know. I have to remind myself to slow down because everybody don't talk with a slur in a slang like I do. But hopefully you get the message is what's important. I want to also tell you guys that we're gonna do this thing as a loop, and I've said this before, but I wanted to be reminded. I want you to be reminded that, you know, I asked the question, who needed to hear that? And at the end of the video, if it was something that you felt was beneficial for you, by all means, don't just think it, but I want you to type it as a source of encouragement to me. I want you to type in the comments, I needed to hear that. So that lets me know that, hey, somebody got something out of what I said. I don't care if it's one person. That's enough for me. At least I know I touched one person, because that's enough. That lets you know that, hey, I made a difference in somebody's life, at least that day. What I want to talk about today is something that was on me, and I want to share something I've gathered in my 51 years that's been helpful and beneficial to me in navigating through this life. And that is understanding the times and seasons of life. That's understanding the times and seasons of life. There's nobody in this world that we're in that's not trapped in time. That's where we are for this moment. We're trapped in the space called time. And as long as you're here, you got to deal with much of the same things. Our outcomes may be different, but we deal with much of the same things. We have times, we all subject to the same 24 hours. No matter what you get accomplished or don't get accomplished, you got the same 24 hours that everybody else has. You have the same seasons, summer, winter, spring, and fall. You have the same seasons that everybody else has. We all have them. Now what happens during those times and those seasons are not always in your power, but some things are. And I want to tell you what I mean by that. You know, you got a certain amount of time and a certain amount of season to get everything accomplished. That while you in this life, you got a certain amount the time to get it done or not get it done. And I want you to follow me. What I've learned in this life that I've been in thus far, and I'm a person, I'm a thinker. So many times I've overthought things. Sometimes I didn't think enough. Sometimes I moved too hastily. But you have to learn to sit back and study. You got to sit back and study what's happening. Ask yourself the hard questions. You have to do that, because what it does is it helps you to be able to better navigate through what you're going through. I've been on jobs, and it's funny because you can get up, even as a little kid. A kid understands time to a certain extent. They know nap time. You teach them nap time. You teach them time to clean up. You teach them time to do their homework. Then you have seasons. They get their age. They know that summertime is coming. I don't have to get up there do stupid homework. I don't have to take all these stupid naps in the middle of the day. I can play all day, and when I get tired, I can go to sleep. Well, as you progress forward in life, you start to understand, okay, I got times that I got to get up and go to work even when I don't feel like it. I got to listen to somebody that I don't want to particularly listen to. I got things that I have to do that I don't particularly want to do. But you understand, because I'm in this window. Okay, I might only have to listen to them from 9 to 5. I got to press through this time in order to be able to get to where I'm going. Then inside of every season, and then outside of time, you have seasons that are longer. You have a season. You might have a season of things going wrong in your life. A season where no matter what you do, you take 2 steps forward. It seems like you go 2 steps back. It seems like you go through a season where you might lose a lot of friends. You might go through a season where it seems like no matter how hard you try, it just don't seem like it's working. Then you might have another season where everything seems to work. You filled out one application for one job, and you had 2 other applications that was pending, and you got hired for one job, and while you're waiting to while you're thinking about letting this person know you're gonna take this job, the other 2 applications comes in, and they want to offer you jobs, making more money in a better place to live. So you're like, wow, this is a season. But let me tell you something about times and seasons. No matter how good or how bad they are, they're gonna change. They're gonna change. They're gonna change. And that's not to be a Debbie Downer or to rain on nobody parade. It's just life. It's gonna change. Nothing is gonna stay good, and nothing is gonna stay bad. This COVID stuff, it's gonna pass. Just like everything else, no matter how hard they try, it's gonna pass. It's up to you if you're gonna be able to outdo it or not. You're gonna be able to do what you need to do to get out of the season that you're in and into the next one. Many seasons you can control, many seasons you can't. Now I want to say something to somebody. It's somebody in the season right now in their life, and you stuck in the season you are right now because you won't make a decision. You can change your season. Now this season ain't on the time. This season is on you. You're in a bad relationship and you can change it right now. All you have to do is call it off. Call it off. You have more to gain by getting out of it than to lose by staying in it. You can get out of that thing right now. You can get out of that thing right now and you'll be good. Your whole season will change. But let me tell you what happens to many people. Many people, they can't feel the transition. They can't feel the transitions. You know how when the season comes up, you can step outside from summer and it's been a blazing hot summer. And you can step outside and you can feel, man, I feel the season changing. You can feel it on your skin. You can feel it. You can just feel it. You can feel it. My wife, when some seasons change, like from summer to winter, she'll get like little dry spots on her skin. You know, some things happen. Many times she can feel seasons changing. Sometimes it's not always gonna be nothing you can automatically understand. Some things you're gonna just see little things that's gonna show you. You're gonna see little things that's gonna show you. On your job, you can see stuff that change. Like, you know what? This season is changing. This season is changing. I've done it on many jobs. I can tell, I can feel when the season is changing. When you initially got up, you was excited 5 years ago about jumping up to go to this job. You was ready to get to the job. You got up early. You couldn't hardly sleep because you were so excited about going to the job. Now, 5 years later, it's like putting rocks in your mouth, chewing up a mouthful of rocks because you loathe the job that you loved at one time. Many times it's because the season is changing. The season is changing. It's not the same as it used to be because you might not understand this, but it's time for you to move on to something better and something greater. Because after the season has performed everything it can perform, it's time for the season to change. It's time for you to progress on to something else. And so many people are stuck because they stuck on a job they should have been gone. They should have been left. They stuck in a relationship they should have been left. They stuck in a church they should have been left. And now what's happening is what you used to be excited about, you don't feel no excitement about it anymore. Your life was designed for you to progress and for things to get better, for you to learn from it, for you to be able to say, you know what, I hated when I was going through that, but I'm better now. I hated when I was going through that, but I'm better now. My father-in-law told me something and it really helped me. He said, Derek, because I was struggling at one time, having a hard time saving money. He said, Derek, I'm gonna tell you, man, I know where you at because I've been there. He said, you're gonna have seasons, you have a time in your life, man, where it's gonna be hard to save money. No matter what you do, you're gonna have a hard time saving money. It seems like as soon as you get the money, something comes up. Anybody that happened to before? As soon as you get a little bit of money saved up, the washing machine breaks, the car breaks, something happens to take the money that you had saved. He told me, don't worry about it. He said, just keep doing the right thing. You'll get to the place where you can save. He told me, he said, just keep doing it. And now I see it. And I see it happening. But that was years ago when he told me that. I didn't want to hear it at the time because I was like, man, shucks, I don't want to hear that. It's going to take me no long time to save no money, because I felt like, hey, man, I'm trying to do what I need to do now because I want to make things better. The point was this. I had to listen and hearken into the experience that this man had, because he had years on me, 15, 16 years older than me. He knew what he was talking about. I listened to him, and I see exactly what he says now. And see, some people have to understand, they go through things and they learn the hard way because you can't tell them nothing. The worst thing you can be is unteachable. If nobody can tell you nothing, well, you're going to have to learn the hard way. Because my mom used to always tell me when I was young, I was so hard-headed. She said, you don't have to listen to me. Just keep living. Just keep living. In other words, what she was saying, you won't listen to my words, life going to tell you. Life going to tell you. And my father also said something else that made me laugh. He said, you know what? If you can't hear, you'll be able to feel. So if you don't hear what life is teaching you, you'll feel it one day. You'll feel it. So what I grasped is, you know, take the turn. You can learn from a little 2-year-old. You can learn from anybody. Don't be thinking that you can't learn, because you can. And so many times you can learn something from somebody that take you out of a complete season or time of ignorance by you just taking the time to hear what they had to say, take it in. If you want to change and you think it'll be beneficial, take it in. If not, just reject it. You don't have to. You don't have to. It's your call. It's your call. I just choose to be open because you can learn from many people in many ways. You can learn. And I learned something else about being a human being. You know, I found out that we're not trees. We are people. And I want you to understand what I mean. My brother lived in our hometown for like 49, almost 50 years of his life. And I remember having this conversation with him about, you know, I just feel like your season of being in the hometown where we're from is time, your season is up. I think it's time for you to leave. And I said something to him, and I didn't know it was that impactful to him, but he said it was, because he told me about it later. He said, I said something to him that helped him. I said, we're not trees, we're people. A tree cannot move once it's planted in a place unless somebody comes and uproot it. But we can move, we can be planted, and then we can take up roots and we can leave and we can go plant ourselves somewhere else. Now, I don't think it's wise to keep uprooting and uprooting and uprooting and uprooting and uprooting, but I think it's wise for you to understand that I don't have to stay in this situation. I can change it. And he did, and long story short, he went to another place and he's flourishing. He's done well. But it helped me to be able to share that with him, because once I learned that, you know what? I realized I don't have to be subjected to certain things no longer than necessary. And the key word is necessary. You don't have to be stuck no place longer than necessary. Now, you got some people that love the season that they're in. Like, you got some people that love summer. You got some people that love winter. Some people love spring. I particularly don't like spring, because as that pollen begins to fall, it irritates my sinuses, my nose is running, my eyes are itching, and I can feel when the season is changing before I actually can see it, because I wake up and all of a sudden the corners of my eyes are itching. And that's how I know the pollen is beginning to fall. Before I can see it on the car, I can tell that the season is changing. I said that to say this, that just monitor the times and seasons of your life. You can feel times and seasons when things are not like they used to be. It's because many times life is calling you to something greater. The season of your life, it don't have to be wintertime in the natural or summertime in the natural for it to be summertime in your spirit. You can be in the middle of December and you can be in a personal summer, where by making one decision, your whole life can turn into a whole new venture. By you making a decision, your whole season can change. I've left the job, or I felt like it was time for me to go, and I've left, and in the middle of winter in the natural, I made a decision, and it caused a whole new summer to spring forth in another area of my life. But everything wasn't instantaneous. So I want you to just take the time to consider those things, and hopefully there is something that's been able to speak to you in some way or another, where you can take heed and say, you know what? That's a good point. I just never looked at it that way. I never looked at it that way. And so Like I said, we're just here to help one another. And I'm going to always say that, reiterate that, because that's what we're here for. If you can't help nobody, what are you here for? I hear a young guy say that, hey man, if we can't help one another, what are we here for? And I want to leave you with this question. Who needed to hear that?